Brian, your first derby as a coach. Your thoughts on the upcoming matches against Portland?
It'll be a difficult match. They're a good team. Caleb's a good coach, but we'll be ready. I mean, I think the team's been playing well, and I'm not so sure that I have to do any extra. I think the motivation is already there just because the situation we find ourselves in, but certainly there's a little bit of added punch to training today, and hopefully that runs through the week and game on Sunday.
You have a long association with the club and this rivalry especially. Are there any matches that really stand out to you over the years?
Well, only because when Jake cut Roger down, I mean, that was funny. I mean, that was good TV. That's probably the one I can remember. I remember Zach scoring a penalty down there to win something in the USL days. No, that was the US Open Cup. That was that first game. But there's been some good ones. There was a time when Santa Anasi fell over when we were winning, and somebody had stepped on his pinky, and Gavin was going crazy because he thought we were wasting time. There's a lot of good stories like that. There was the first MLS story about the uniform scandal where we didn't bring the right uniforms, and again, Gavin got pissed. So there's a lot of stories, a lot of good stories.
You've already had your first game with Bruce, first win on the East Coast. What is it for you to have your first game against Timbers as a head coach?
It doesn't mean look, Portland's a good team. Caleb's a good coach. We need to win games. It's just our playoff existence depends on winning games. I don't necessarily care who the opponent is. We have to just prepare the team for that weekend's opponent, because it'll change subtly when we go from, Portland to Houston and back to Portland and the rest of the games. We have to make sure that on that day we prepare for that team, and any win for us is a good win.
Does it put any more urgency on, knowing that if you beat Portland these 2 weekends, that you'll pass them in the standings?
Again, we're not really looking towards the standings. I mean, we're all cognizant of it. I mean, that's reality. We all understand where we are in the table. But the fact of the matter is again, we're approaching this game as the game we need to win. And then when we roll into Houston, all thoughts will be on Houston. We have to do that. We have to do that. We can't not do that, because that would be a disservice to the squad.
Any updates on Torres and when you expect him back in the starting lineup?
No.
Whenever he does come back, whether it's this weekend or in the coming weeks, what would be your kind of breakdown of the type of player you're getting back and the potential impact you think he could make?
Well, he played well. We had a little 60-minute scrimmage the other day. He played well today. He wasn't stiff or sore. So all things are proceeding as planned. Roman is a good leader, good in the air, is determined to win. So he brings a lot of qualities to the team, and all the guys are happy that he's close.
Where does he stack up in terms of just pure physical specimens you've seen come through here? Seems like a very just impressively built human.
Yes, he is. he could do a lot of sports. But he chose to be a soccer player, and he's a very good one.
You haven't used Flacco much so far. What does he bring to your side, and how would you look to utilize him in this roster and team makeup?
Thanks for the tough questions about roster makeup and lineup. I appreciate that. They're all tough decisions. So that first game he wasn't ready. The next game we win. The next game there's some things that are out of Flacco's control that maybe have prevented him from starting. In this stretch of games, he will be playing more. So we'll see how that goes. But Flacco brings a scoring presence from midfield. He's very, very good in the air. He's a good passer, good dribbler. Scored a couple really important goals for us over the years. So we're, hopeful that he can come on and provide the same sort of service as he did a few years back.
Taking into consideration some of the things that didn't go so well in the first game this season, what are some of the things that maybe need to get better in this upcoming game?
First game of this season?
Yeah, against Timbers.
Well, they caught us on the counter. Valeri, Milano, they've got some good players and good athletes. Audi obviously is a handful. We'll just work on, making sure that we don't get caught in various different areas, and make sure that they have to actually deal with us. It is our home game, and we're a little bit different than the last time we played them. So we'll hopefully be able to have them adjust to us rather than other way around.
Perfect.